Hello, Water Wildcats. Welcome to the news on WWOA for Friday, February 24th. I'm Yusuf, and my co-anchor for today is Gwen. Mrs. Slocum's class is here to lead us in the pledge and board today. Would everyone please stand?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the roar and repeat after us. I shall demonstrate respect for myself and others, ownership for my choices and behavior, achievement to reach my personal goals, and responsibility for my actions and my learning.
Thanks to Lydia, Isabella, Fosia, Mohammed, and James from Mrs. Slocum's class. Now let's go to Gwen for our announcements and news.
Thank you, Yusuf. Hello, Wildcats. I am Gwen. We would like to welcome Mr. Perkins next for Praises with Perkins.
Hello, everybody. It's good to be with you today. And at this time, we want to celebrate our staff and students. First of all, we are celebrating our fifth graders as our Students of the Week. We have from Miss Heights, Wyatt. We have from Miss Masterson. And Miss Heights, student Wyatt was for Prepared and Resilient Learner. For Lucy and Miss Masterson, it was for an Emerging Innovator. And for Carly and Miss Slocum, it is for being a Prepared and Resilient Learner. Congratulations to those fifth graders. Now, today, we are going to be having our Student of the Month program this afternoon. And so we recognize these students. In kindergarten, Deanna from Ms. Hoffman, Emmeline from Ms. Barnes, and Francesca from Ms. Kessler. From first grade, Nora from Ms. Kissick, Owen from Ms. Martis, Laney from Ms. Kalen, and Layla in Ms. Boer's class. For second grade, Grace and Ms. Musler, Zara from Ms. Jessie, Kyrie from Ms. Jordan, Trayshawn from Ms. Matija, and Daisy from Ms. McCorkle. For third grade, we recognize Martha from Ms. Schwager, Tetta from Ms. Fiaschetti, Cameron from Ms. Schwager, Levi from Ms. Earhart, and Nora from Ms. McCauley. For fourth grade, Estelle from Ms. Hatfield, James from Ms. Means, and Francisco from Ms. Donor. And finally, in fifth grade, Anthony from Mr. G, Brantley from Ms. Slocum, Emma from Ms. Masterson, and Hayden from Mrs. Heights. Congratulations to all of our Students of the Month for February. We look forward to celebrating you this afternoon in our Student of the Month celebration. Now for our staff, we are recognizing first one of our wonderful clerks, Miss Elder. Very proud of the things Miss Elder does that makes Wilder a great school. Her work on Student of the Week and Student of the Month, all of the ways and ideas she has to improve Wilder's attendance, which is up this particular school year. She is also a loyal and dedicated employee to Wilder and very dependable. Congratulations, Miss Elder. And we have one other that we are recognizing too that should be popping up on the screen, Miss Masterson. And we recognize Miss Masterson for the great work that she does with fifth grade. Her work in creating great backpack artifacts with our fifth grade teachers and helping our students grow, as well as her detailed lesson plans. We are proud of her leadership as team leader for the fifth grade. And recently, her and the fifth grade got outstanding feedback from JCPS on the backpack defenses. So congratulations, Ms. Masterson. Thanks to all of our award-winning students and staff. And I know there are plenty more out there that we didn't recognize, but don't worry, we will. Also, Just want to remind people that next week we have Spring Picture Day on Monday. I know we've sent some information out about that. And so that will be taking place. Everybody have a great weekend. We appreciate your hard work, and let's come back next week ready and focused to continue to learn to meet our goals. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Perkins. Next up is Dr. Owens with Owning It with Owens.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. This is so embarrassing. Hang on. I was just enjoying one of my favorite snacks, some veggie with some ranch dressing. But it's actually perfect because as we're celebrating Black History Month, today I wanted to take a moment to recognize some innovators in the world of food. People whose creations have transformed our taste and our taste buds. And today we're diving into a household favorite, ranch dressing. That's right. The creamy, tangy condiment beloved across the country has an interesting history thanks to a man named Steve Henson. Henson, a plumber turned cowboy from Nebraska, first crafted the dressing in the 1950s while working in Alaska. He later perfected the recipe when he and his wife opened Hidden Valley Ranch in California. What started as a dressing served to guests quickly turned into a business empire. By the 1970s, ranch dressing had become a staple across America. Today, it's the best-selling salad dressing in the country and in the Wilder Cafe. But let's also take a moment to honor the deep influence of Black culinary traditions that shape American food culture. From Southern cooking to barbecue, from Creole to soul food, Black chefs and innovators have helped define the way we eat. Figures like James Hemings, who brought French culinary techniques to the U.S., Edna Lewis, the queen of Southern cuisine, and George Washington Carver, who revolutionized agriculture, have all left an unforgettable mark on food and history. So while we celebrate the story of Hidden Valley Ranch, let's also recognize the many unsung Black chefs, farmers, and entrepreneurs who have contributed to the flavors we enjoy today. Food brings us together, and history reminds us where it all began. So excuse me while I get back to my snacks. Have a great day.
Thank you, Dr. Owens. Finally today, we have Miss Stinson. She will be sharing her words of wisdom.
Good morning, boys and girls and staff. So good to be with you all here on this fabulous Friday. This month, we will be starting March, obviously. And so March 1st is tomorrow. So we will be talking about fairness during the month of March. So I'm going to read my words of wisdom, talking about fairness today. Before I do that, boys and girls, it's just a reminder that next week we have tryouts for the talent show. Permission slips went home this week. Actually, it was a Google form went home to parents. And if you want to try out next week, those have to be turned in no later than Monday. We can't take them any later than Monday. And then we have tryouts, and then we will have our talent show on March the 13th at 6:30. So we are looking forward to seeing all of your talent. So be thinking about, hopefully you've already thought about this week, if you want to try out, and that your parents have gotten those forms turned in. And we would love to see you showcase your talent at this year's talent show. So back to talking about fairness. What do we human beings want for the future? Do we want to stop the violence? Do we want to live in a world that is fair and safe for all people? Most of us would answer yes to these questions. Albert Schweitzer, great humanitarian and doctor, says, everyone should practice true humanity toward his fellow men. On that depends the future of mankind. In other words, Dr. Schweitzer is saying that the future of our world depends on everyone's learning to be fair and kind to one another. That sounds like a simple solution, don't you think? Today, remember Albert Schweitzer's words. Let's start treating each other with respect, honoring each other's differences, and being kind and fair to one another. With something to think about This is Miss Stinson. Make it a wilder, wonderful day or not. The choice is always yours. Everyone have a fabulous Friday and a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Miss Stinson. Let's go back to Mr. Perkins with one more announcement.
Yes, we did want to celebrate some students from the Kids Heart Challenge. And we see right here our top 5 classes in the Kids Heart Challenge was Miss Means, Miss Schwager, number 2, Miss Musler, 3rd, Miss McCauley, 4th, and Miss Donor, 5th. And then we want to celebrate the students on the left, the individual students, Meridian M, Sawyer, Nina, Brianne, Ship, Cashton, Charles S., Paige W., Cora W., and Julia F. These students raised the biggest amount of totals during Kids Heart Challenge. We're proud of all of our students and their hard work during that very special week and event. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. And let's conclude back to our moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perkins. Now let's go back to Yusuf.
Thank you, good Mr. Perkins, Dr. Allen, Mrs. Stinson. Thanks for watching WWA. We will see you next week, and let's all say our motto together.
Wildcats always do their best.